lessons learned from 2022. And we learned something from 2022. As a successful small business owners, you know what you have gone through in the year of 2022. So let's go through these 9 lessons because they will help us to guide us into 2023 running your business more successfully, right? Number 1, great resignation. You all know how your employee quit and in year 2022, and especially in the first part of year 2022. So we struggle, right? We struggle on the labor market. There's not a lot of people wants to work and you need work to be done. So with that said, the good news is the labor market is getting better. And there's more people recognize the government money is not forever. And they run out of the money. They start looking for work. So your lookout to 2023 is pretty good. You will be able to find the people you need. And in the process, folks, I want you to learn to get a better employee. And don't discount what your expectation is and really look for the one that really going to help you. So that's number 1. Number 2, supply chain broken down. Yes, it did, right? You don't have the supply and you were worried about what you're going to sell, and the supply chain will recover. But the issue is they don't recover exactly like before. They recover with a price increase. So you know that, okay, I can get the same supply, but they're no longer the same thing like I used to have. So their price increased by 40%, 50%. Folks, that is what you need to calculate in your business. So in 2023, look at your supply chain and calculating your cost versus your price. Come up with the profit still. Don't cut your profit, and making sure that you calculate the supply real cost in your new business model in 2023. Number 3, increasing governmental audits. Yes, you already see it. You already see it right now. You're going to be seeing that more. And so in 2023, remember President Biden promised 87,000 new IRS auditors. Not to say about the state. Every state is hiring more compliance officers. So make sure that you really doing the right thing, folks. I'll tell you why you need to do right thing when we go down this 9 list. And number 4, increasing customer demand. Did you learn that already? In 2022, people have shorter fuse. And if your customer service is not there, the complaint was a lot more loud, and you are like constantly anxious of what your customer gonna do. And the business owner has gone through some hardship just because people are easily agitated. But that, with time, recession is not gonna help. So people will continue to be that way. Your customer will continue to be demanding, and you just need to figure out what is the best way for your business. And in a professional service company, and we keep on telling our staff that the customer is our bread and butter. So if you want to have your stomach full, and you will figure out a way how to make your customer happy, and that's your job, right? And my successful small business owners all know how to please their customer. And the lack of cash transactions. I know I say that and you agree. There's not a lot of people tell you that, oh yeah, the environment changes, business is different. The underlining of that business is different is because transaction is diminishing. Everything is on credit card. Everything is on ACH. Everything is recorded in this big blockchain. So IRS is requiring merchant account issue 1099K, and you already experienced that. You remember those days when you do the merchant account credit card, you don't have to get anything, and the government don't get a 1099K, and you just know how much you sell. The IRS don't know. Now IRS does, right? So these are a typical IT side of improvement in our human history. The more that is, the more accurate our income going to IRS gonna be. So there is not a lot of cash transaction for you to smuggling it under the table and saying that don't report it. I know you don't do that, but I am just saying that if you do, and you know that you don't have that anymore. And it used to be a lot more cash in your hand. You don't. So there's some transactions, maybe you're doing it from cash to cash, but now it is from credit card to cash. Suddenly, and your income is completely documented. Then if you don't pay your expenses on record, where are you going to report those expenses? You're just going to end up reporting more income. Am I right? You know I'm right. And you know what I'm talking about. So that is a big change ever since COVID. And high tax to pay. Of course, high tax to pay because everything is recorded in your POS system and the customer don't pay anything else but credit card. And you just suddenly discovered you have to pay sales tax, income tax. Everything seems to have no room for you to wiggle. Of course, there's room for you to wiggle. Okay, of course, there's a better way for you to plan taxes, but you must realize these are all consequences coming out of COVID, going into 2022, going to carry on to 2023. So you just have to be aware and know what your business environment is and figure out a good solution. Number 7, inflation. We talked about supply chain is the same. You finally can get what you want, but price is not the same. So what inflation means to business owners? Inflation means the business owners has to figure out how to increase your price. So hard to talk about that. There are times when I talk to my client about, okay, my client will say, well, Ying, I am busier. My sales is bigger. But can you imagine? I actually don't even make any profit. I'm at loss. Of course, I can imagine. Because you did not adjust your price. You did not look at your cost. So you are not sensitive to what you bought to make your business going. So this is where inflation means a lot of things, right? Inflation means the bank will increase their interest rate and all that. But inflation to small business owners means price adjustment. Then interest rates skyrocketed, am I right? It was like 1%, 2%, 3%. Now what? 6, 7, probably even more. So you cannot control interest rate. So just says that if you have a loan due in 2023, you need to know that it is coming up to have a high interest rate. If you are paying 3, now they're going to charge you 7%. That just means your payment is going to double. Your payment on the interest expense is going to double. So make sure that you do preparation, maybe pay off the loan or maybe start working with your banker now to figure out what is the best way to go about interest. Maybe you don't do a long-term loan anymore. You just do short. And hopefully interest rate will drop and then you can get into a better deal, right? And the bear market and the losing a ton. Who doesn't know that? And most of the people I see right now on the stock market portfolio are going downwards. So you are not doing very good in 2022. This is the number 9. We want you to know that your job is to look at your capital loss to see whether there's a way to use it up. Not $3,000 a year. It is too long, too little, and there's no changes to that tax law. So you only can deduct $3,000 a year for capital loss. since you got that limitation, maybe you look into day trader status. Maybe if you look into set up a company to do day trading, who knows? And we need to know how often you do. So those are the consideration, folks, to get mark-to-market election, right? So going into 2023, know the 9 lessons we learned in 2022. I hope that will give you some different thought, and then you can actually be more proactive on what you're going to do in 2023. I will say that, we always tell clients to do tax planning because that is really the key for you to go to next year prepared and feeling good. And you can pay a lot of taxes, but as long as you're paying it right, you're paying it proudly, why not? We pay taxes, okay? But we just don't need you to pay tips. IRS don't really care about your tips, folks. They want you to plan your taxes, know your license you learned, and do good in 2023. I hope I will see you in 2023 because you have these 9 lessons you learned and you know how to do good in 2023. Then you become Community CPA's clients. We serve successful small business owners. By the way, go to YouTube channel, Community CPA, subscribe to our channel because all of these talk I have here, it is on YouTube for you. And I'll see you there.